aviation's finest meet.
And we are your hosts to a front row seat.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
And I'm JK.
And this is Roaring Skies 2022. Welcome to Roaring Skies. This is day 2 of our live coverage of the Singapore Airshow 2022, Asia's largest aerospace and defense event. I'm Sharon.
And I'm JK. Get ready to watch the exciting aerial displays from the Changi Exhibition Centre in just a few minutes.
That's absolutely right. Welcome to the 8th Singapore Airshow, the biannual event that attracts aviation's finest.
Now, we've got a visual treat in store for you today as we witness the cutting edge of aeronautics.
And here's the lineup of the scheduled displays that will be coming to you later. Today's action is brought to you by the aircrew from the Republic of Singapore Air Force, the Indian Air Force, the Indonesian Air Force, and the United States Marine Corps.
Now, Boeing and Airbus will also be showcasing their commercial aircraft during a flypast later.
And before they arrived here, some of the international aircrew recorded a very special welcome for us. Aircrew from Singapore joined in as well. Take a look.
On behalf of Team RSAF, welcome to Singapore Airshow 2022.
Namaste Singapore! Namaste Singapore! Can't wait to see you at Singapore Airshow 2022.
Hello Singapore, we're the B-52 team from the 96th Bomb Squadron.
On behalf of Marines and Sailors of the Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 242,
Welcome to Singapore Airshow!
hello Singapore! Joining us in the Singapore Airshow 2022. The Jubilers!
What a warm reception from all of the teams.
Well, you can look forward to seeing them perform adrenaline-pumping aerobatic stunts in just a few more minutes, but not all the action is going to be in the skies.
That's right. Next up, get up close and personal with the latest and greatest that aviation has to offer at the static aircraft display. Let's take a look. Wow, with all the super fast aircraft that'll be whizzing around today, it's hard to imagine that the very first successful flight actually happened in 1903. That's over 100 plus years ago.
Yes, that's right. And in fact, air shows have been around for just as long. Here's a fun fact. Singapore hosted its first aviation meet way back in 1911. And that was also the day when the very first aircraft took flight in Singapore.
Well, next up, let's take a look at more aviation history and find out what air shows have got to do with farmers.
Farmers, well, this I've got to see.
The Singapore Airshow began in 2008, and this year marks its 8th show here. But did you know that the concept of air shows date as far back as the dawn of flight? These events came to be known as the Flying Circus or barnstorming. Why barnstorming? Well, the name was a reference to the farmlands that were used as improvised landing strips for the aircraft. And because aviation was such a novel phenomenon back then, interest in these events quickly took off. Thankfully, the enthusiasm for jaw-dropping aerial stunts still remain till this day. But there have been some notable changes to the experience of attending an air show. In the early days of aviation, aircraft could only travel up to about 75 miles per hour, while modern-day jets break the sound barrier at about 700 miles per hour. As aircraft got faster, they also got louder. In the early barnstormers, you could safely stand just meters away from a propeller-powered plane as it took off. But the sound of a modern-day jet during takeoff is over 1,000 times louder than a rock concert. Loud enough to burst your eardrums. So best put in your earplugs if you're at an air show today.
What a fantastic display. Thank you to everyone who helped put it together.
Coming up next, it's time to turn our attention to our colleague Ray, who has some interesting facts to share about an aircraft that we just saw in a display.
I wonder which aircraft. Over to you, Ray.
For today's airshow trivia, I've got some interesting facts about the AH-64 Apache attack helicopter. Essentially a flying tank, the Apache is designed to be deadly and durable. Did you know that it is the first helicopter developed specifically for day, night, and adverse weather combat missions? And it also has a bulletproof glass cockpit. Its state-of-the-art weapons and targeting system can take down both airborne and ground adversaries with precision. That's it from me today. Now back to the studio.
Thank you for that, Ray. Those were such beautiful graphics.
Absolutely impressive. In fact, helicopters are super cool, and just to let you know, I've actually had the chance to fly in them 4 to 5 times. However, not in an Apache.
Well, lucky you about flying on those aircraft. I hope you are as excited as JK about the Apache helicopter, because up next we get to go behind the scenes with the pilots of these mean machines. Let's hear from them and how they prepared for this year's airshow.
For this year's airshow, we'll be having 3 new maneuvers. First one is Twin Peaks. For the Twin Peaks, we'll be pitching up 60 degrees, nose up, before coming back down in a dive in front of the show center with my wingman. This requires a lot of coordination and synchronization between the 2 aircraft. For the second new maneuver is a corkscrew, where we'll be executing a steep spiral descent in front of the show center. This demonstrates the agility and maneuverability of the aircraft. For the last maneuver is the bow and tilted. It's the first time we are bringing 2 maneuvers together, and this requires very precise timing and coordination between the 2 aircraft. Catch us in action at the Singapore Airshow via the live stream.
Absolutely fascinating. All right, Sharon, I'm getting word that the first aerial display of the day is about to arrive at the show center. However, I have to ask you something, Sharon. Of all the scheduled displays that will be happening, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, the thing is, many people who come to the airshow,
Right.
they're always really interested with the aerobatics in the sky. But I want to see the static displays.
Ooh. Right, the static displays, of course, RSAF, they do have many of the assets at the Changi Exhibition Centre, but we are right now having live views of the CEC.
Right, what you're looking at are up in the skies because we were waiting for the first displays to come in. But while we're doing so, what are you looking forward to?
Actually, what we're about to see are the Apaches. That's what I'm looking forward to. So these Apaches, by the way, are from the RSAF. You may recognize them if you are watching Singapore's National Day Parade.
That
which
happens in August.
Yep.
Every
9th
year.
August, to be specific, at Singapore's birthday. And these Apaches are actually more maneuverable than you realize.
It's actually amazing. Some of them actually can turn upside down.
Ooh, you're going to see that very, very shortly. And just to let you know as well, you can actually see them right now, live, well, not yet, we're just waiting for them to arrive. It may be cloudy in the background. And yesterday, we did see, if you joined us yesterday for the live stream, you would have seen them and how agile they were in the sky.
Yes, that's why I said, I mean, my favorite was actually when they crossed each other. Now, people will think that they're quite far apart from each other, but they were actually that close.
And the amount of training, the hard work that goes into flying these Apaches, absolutely incredible. Absolutely.
You can't have coffee in those Apache helicopters.
In the meanwhile, though, we're gonna have another look. These are the static displays.
Yeah, the ones that I'm actually looking forward to. I know you were talking about the military aircraft in the front, but right at the back are those commercial jets. And what I was just saying is the ones that I really look forward to are the business jets.
Right.
Because I always picture myself owning one of this.
Oh, I'm going to be a bit more down to earth, and I'm going to talk about the very special RSAF static displays just in front of you. You can have a look. Oh, this one's the brand new one. They're going to be replacing the Super Pumas very, very soon. In fact, these are the brand new helicopters from the RSAF. These are the H225, and these are going to be very, very shortly replacing the Super Pumas. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just been told that we are having a look at the Apaches in the sky.
So look up to the skies and have a look.
For this year, featuring a pair of AH-64D Apache attack helicopters. And later on, you'll witness solo aerobatics as well by an F-16C Fighting Falcon fighter jet. That's coming up in just a while. And also, one of the two commercial airlines will be Boeing and Airbus to be flying the latest aircrafts as well. So for now, we're all set and ready as I hand you over to Military Expert 3, Vijayan Pakrash, call sign Bowman.
A very good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Singapore Airshow 2022. The Republic of Singapore Air Force has stood up a team of two AH-64D Apache attack helicopters to kickstart the show, and then followed by a single F-16C Fighting Falcon for today's aerial demonstrations, brought to you by our finest operational aircrews from the RSAF. I'm Military Expert 3 Vijayan Prakash, call sign Bowman, and I will be your commentator for this segment of the show. Here they come! Charging towards the show center from your front is one of the most feared fighting machines in combat, the Vanguardian who leads the modern battlefield, and famously known as the Red Hawks from the RSAF's 120 Squadron, opening the show with a cross dagger. Slicing through that close proximity break, both Red Hawks will demonstrate the aircraft's agility by pitching up and rolling over, executing the 180 wing over. And now, the Red Hawks come nose to nose to cross at the show center to entice you with the X-Men. Rounding off the X-Men, Red Hawk 2 detects a threat on the ground and runs in to engage the target while Red Hawk 1 climbs high to provide cover for his wingman. We call this the step-up high cover. Having eliminated the threat, Red Hawk 2 now races towards the show center for a victory pass. Get your cameras ready as the Apache reaches for the sky, followed by a sharp pedal turn through the horizon at almost zero speed, giving you the tail sweep. As Red Hawk 2 completes the sweep, keep your eyes focused above the show center as Red Hawk 1 will be dazzling you with the maneuverability of this mighty machine with a steep spiral descent. Here comes the Quark Screw. Coming in from your right, Red Hawk 2 will showcase the capability of the Apache by pitching up and almost rolling over, making a U-turn in the air. This is the 360 wing over. Piloting Red Hawk 1 is Major Tan Yi-Chi, call sign Sharkfin, officer commanding 120 Squadron. His co-pilot gunner in the front seat is Captain Wilson Quang, call sign Scrat. Together they have a combined total of more than 3,000 hours flying the Apache. His wingman piloting Red Hawk 2 is Major Brian Tan, call sign Bolt, deputy officer commanding 120 Squadron. His co-pilot gunner in the front seat is Captain Edwin Wong, call sign Stunner. Together, they have a combined total of 3,000 hours flying the Apache. As the Red Hawks re-enter the show center, they will pull up into a steep climb, thereafter defying gravity by floating in mid-air and then tipping over in unison into a negative G dive, presenting the Twin Peaks. While the aircrew dazzles us with their spectacular maneuvers, behind the scenes is a dedicated and professional engineering team which maintains and prepares these fighting machines to ensure that they are show ready. Our engineering professionals are committed to the nation, the SAF, the RSAF and to one another. Together they will overcome adversity with courage and fortitude. Above all, our full-time national servicemen and regulars are the heart of our organization. Ladies and gentlemen, keep a lookout to your front as the Red Hawks join up into a close formation flying around the show center. In combat, this maneuver presents a small signature to confuse enemy ground radar on the total number of aircrafts in a formation. As Red Hawk 2 pulls away from the formation, Red Hawk 1 exhibits the quick response by coming to a quick stop. And now, Red Hawk 1 will be tracking back past the show center in a rearwards flight presenting the revived. Red Hawk 1 will now push the envelope of this mean fighting machine by demonstrating the Viking climb. RSAF pilots are trained to multitask while handling their highly sophisticated aircraft. These wing warriors incorporate their attained tactical knowledge into their daily training to stay at the peak of combat readiness. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, keep your cameras and eyes focused on the show center as the Red Hawks come together to present you a combination of two maneuvers for the finale. The RSAF dedicates this final maneuver to each and every one of you for your unwavering support to the Singapore Airshow during these uncertain and challenging times. Presenting the Bow and Tail Sweep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for joining us at the Singapore Airshow 2022. We hope that you have enjoyed the aerial display put up by the Red Hawks. This is Shark Fin checking out.
We have come to the end of the Red Hawks aerial display. We are honored to be part of the Singapore Airshow 2022. Coming up next will be the F-16C Fighting Falcon aerial display. For the RSAF, this is Bowman signing off and handing over controls to Mitsu.
Thank you, Bowman. What a fantastic display from the Red Hawks. I'm military expert 2 Marcus Wee, call sign Mitsu, and I'll be your commentator for this segment of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes to the front as we have the F-16 executing a flat 8. Get ready to be wowed by this magnificent jet, especially when those flares light up the sky. Piloting today's F-16C Fighting Falcon is Captain Tan Wei Yang, call sign Race. Captain Tan Wei Yang is a senior instructor pilot from 143 Squadron who has flown in excess of 1,000 hours on this jet. Coming in from your right, watch as the F-16 defies gravity with an inverted pass. This single-engine fighter has a thrust-to-weight ratio greater than 1, providing more than enough power to climb and accelerate vertically, faster than most of today's fighters. The next combat maneuver is known to the flyboys as the Falcon Turn. It is used in dogfights to outmaneuver enemies and gain the upper hand. With its state-of-the-art weapon system, allowing it to mount up to 11 other types of missiles and equipment, this Falcon is looking to dominate the skies. While supersonic speeds are critical in aerial combat, slow speeds are just as important. Although mostly known for its fearsome air superiority, the F-16 is also capable of pulling off a subtle and deliberate maneuver. Watch as Race comes in slowly from the right before pulling up into a powerful muscle climb. We call this the low and slow. The F-16 employs a fly-by-wire system, making the jet highly maneuverable, which, in a fighter jet, is king of just about everything. Now making his entry into show center from your left, Reyes will flaunt the responsiveness and precise control of the F-16 with a crisp 4-point roll. Inbound from your right, the F-16 will demonstrate yet another one of its most iconic maneuvers. Witness the force of 29,000 pounds of thrust as he blasts into full afterburner for a high G turn. Let's live tonight. Today's high-speed F-16 demonstration would not have been possible without the hard work of our logistics experts. A round of applause for the men and women behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, Reyes will be re-entering show center from your left with a quadruple roll. A special mention goes out to our committed engineering experts, always serving at the back end call of our nation, ever ready to respond. And now, coming in from your right for the finale, the F-16 will be slicing through the air at breakneck speeds, symbolizing our determination to cut through adversity and strive towards excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the Singapore Airshow 2022. We hope that you have enjoyed the display. This is Reyes checking out.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause to the RSAF's Aero Display team for a wonderful demonstration. We hope you've enjoyed the show and we're proud to be a part of the Singapore Airshow 2022. Thank you for being a wonderful audience and for the RSAF. This is Mitsu signing off, wishing you a pleasant day and clear skies always.
Thank you very much, Mitsu military expert 2, Marcus Wee there, otherwise call sign is Mitsu, and taking us through the commentary for the 2 displays by the RACF for this morning. Of course, we've just witnessed the F-16 fighting Falcon fighter jet, the aerobatics from the F-16 itself, and early on the Apache attack helicopters. You saw a pair early on at the start of the show, putting up the display as well, and how fierce and how well coordinated they are.
Absolutely fast and furious. We are, of course, waiting for our next display, Sharon. What do we have coming in?
Well, from military aircraft, we're headed to commercial jets. So we're going to be waiting for the Boeing 777-9 model to fly up to the skies above the Changi Exhibition Centre.
Speaking of commercial jets, I've been told that someone on my left recently took a flight. Very lucky.
Yes,
and I haven't taken a flight for 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's right.
What was it like, going back on a plane?
It was good, but I have to say, because of the last couple of years, going through the pandemic, every cough, every sneeze from your fellow passengers gets you going, oh no, cover up, cover up.
So, I knew you took a long flight to Europe.
Yeah.
And did you eat on the plane, or did you keep your mask on? You didn't eat on the plane.
It was full service. Yeah.
Wow, very nice. Now, I'm actually looking forward to the Boeing 777-9 model because I want to let you know that
we're actually hearing word that the Boeing is up in the air.
Let's have a look at it right now. Oh, beautiful.
Well, based on the most successful twin-aisle airplane ever, the Boeing 777 with advanced technologies from the 787 Dreamliner family, Boeing says it has designed the 777X family to maximize efficiency and environmental performance. Well, this airplane, WH-001, is a 777-9 model designed to be the largest and most fuel-efficient twin-engine jet in the world. And one of the first things you'll notice are those beautiful, graceful long wings, characteristics of this airplane family. The 777X family features a new fourth-generation composite wing with a 72-meter span optimized to reduce fuel use and emissions in flight. That's longer than today's 777, but thanks to a simple mechanism, once on the ground, rigged wingtips fold up so that the airlines can use the same 777 gates. Well, this specific airplane, known as the WH-001, was the first 777X ever to fly back in January 2020. And to date, Boeing has flown more than 650 flights and 1,800 hours with its fleet of 4 flight test airplanes. A rigorous test program to demonstrate the safety, reliability, and performance of a 777X ahead of certification and its first delivery in late 2023. Another defining feature of a 777X family are those large and quiet engines, the new GE9X engine supplied by GE Aviation. The GE9X is the most advanced and fuel-efficient commercial engine ever, more than 5% more efficient than anything in its class. And combined, the all-new high-efficiency wing and engine make the 777X 10% more fuel-efficient than the competition, with 10% lower emissions and 10% better economics as well. Well, the aircraft can serve 426 passengers with a range of 7,285 nautical miles or 13,500 kilometers.
Absolutely beautiful from Boeing. You know, I did not expect to see such a huge plane be able to turn like that.
Yeah, very often you don't see a commercial jet do their twists and turns in
I
the air
mean,
that
not
way.
with passengers inside the
Not
plane,
with
I
all
have to
the
say.
drinks and the coffee.
Yes.
But you know, we've got another chance because we've got another commercial jet coming up, and that's the Airbus A350-1000.
We have some fun facts, and I did not believe Sharon when she said earlier. Can you tell me about that football fun fact?
Yeah, well, actually, it's not football fun fact. It's just the fact that it's a very, very long plane, and its length is about almost the length of a football field.
Wow! So Cristiano Ronaldo could be running up and down
The
inside
aisles?
the plane.
Okay, we have the Airbus up in the air. Let's have a look.
Dubbed the new king of the skies, this aircraft sits over 400 passengers in a comfortable 3-class configuration. This aircraft makes an extensive use of carbon fiber in its lightweight structure, including the famous curved wings and a 74-meter fuselage. As a result, when this aircraft takes off, it is 45 tons lighter than its competitor. Well, reducing weight means reducing fuel and emissions. And for this reason, the A350-1000 is the most sustainable aircraft for decades to come. Every day and for every flight, it delivers a 25% reduction in emissions compared to older generation aircrafts. State-of-the-art aerodynamics combined with the most efficient large aero engines make the A350 remarkably quiet for passengers and communities. The A350-1000 is powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engines, delivering up to 97,000 pounds of thrust. Well, the A350-1000 is operated worldwide today, connecting distant regions and bringing people closer together with a range of 8,700 nautical miles. And this makes the A350 family the true long-range leader. With its award-winning airspace cabin, airlines operating A350 offer passengers the most innovative and comfortable experience in the sky. Thanks to a single type rating, only one pool of pilots, cabin crew and engineers are needed to operate the A350 family that benefit from 95% commonality in spare parts. And this year in Singapore, the family welcomes its new member, the recently launched A350 Freighter. The A350F brings the latest generation of efficiency and a smart choice to the large freighter market. With its pioneering spirit, the A350 is shaping the future of air travel.
Wow, absolutely beautiful A350 1000 from Airbus.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much to Airbus. Now from commercial flights, we're headed back to the military aircraft.
Oh,
What's
the
coming up?
F-35B from the United States Marine Corps. Absolutely looking forward to it. If you joined us about 2 years ago, they were, of course, in Singapore, and the things that it could do.
All right, so tell me, what can it do?
There's one move that it has where it will hover. It will just, fly, and it will just do this, and then you'll think, what is happening right there?
Yeah.
It reminds me, okay, I'm not sure if you know this, maybe you do. There was a jet many moons ago called the Harrier. Arnold Schwarzenegger, am I even pronouncing his surname correctly, was in a movie called True Lies. Do you remember that movie?
I shouldn't, but yes, I do.
In the early 90s.
Yes, it was an old one.
So it's sort of similar. The plane can sort of hover. It's what we call a world's first short takeoff, vertical landing stealth fighter. It will, of course, be making its appearance later. It's the United States Marine Corps F-35B Lightning II.
Yes, we saw it in action during rehearsal. It is amazing because it's as if it is like a hummingbird hovering
that's nice.
just over the water, and obviously it's stirring up loads of
like water vapors
sprays
flying up in there.
Absolutely.
Just to let you know, it has a price tag of over $100 million. It is, of course, from Lockheed Martin, and it is the most powerful engine of any jet in the world, as well as the most advanced sensor suite of any fighter jet in history.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Very cool. Obviously, very Top Gun material.
The movie's coming up very, very soon, so we don't want to spoil any Top Gun 2. Is it going to be called Top Gun 2 with Tom Cruise? We've seen the trailer. We never know. So we saw it yesterday.
Yes.
And the day before, actually, during all our rehearsals as well. What do you think impressed you the most, besides, the nice hovering, the sleek body as well? The stealthiness of it all?
Yeah, to be fair, what I really liked about it was really the fact that it could look like it almost stops in midair, and that was the one thing that struck me the most.
Just a little bit more fun facts for you while we're waiting for it to arrive. Just want to let you know that it's flown not just by the United States Marine Corps, but also US Navy, Air Force, as well as in UK, Australia, Italy, Israel, Japan, Norway, and the Netherlands. It's like a bit of a World Cup list of countries, but no, it's actually the countries that have the F-35B.
Yeah,
very nice.
Right. So we are still waiting for the F-35Bs to turn up in the skies.
We are switching right now. Of course, you are seeing live scenes from the Changi Exhibition Center.
And as a result of a multi-service, multinational effort currently spanning 3 U.S. services and 9 partner nations. The F-35 family of aircraft is currently flown by the United States Marine Corps, United States Navy, United States Air Force, as well as Air Forces and Navies of the UK, Australia, Italy, Israel, Japan, Norway, and the Netherlands. Out of the turn, the pilot will pull straight into the vertical and perform a high alpha loop, showcasing the F-35's ability to maneuver from a high-speed, high-G turn across the ground in a very tight, slow-speed loop into the vertical. The combination of the stealth features, the Lightning's active electronically scanned array radar technology, and aircraft's ability to carry weapons internally means the F-35 can engage targets at long ranges without detection. The F-35 is now setting up for a high-speed climb from the left. As the F-35B approaches show center, the pilot will execute a high-G pull into the vertical, followed by a 360-degree aileron roll. The F-35 Joint Strike Fighter is the result of a Department of Defense program to provide a next-generation strike aircraft weapon system for the Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and our allies. In addition to its impressive stowable capabilities, the F-35 is designed to be capable of carrying a wide array of the most advanced precision-guided air-to-surface munitions, air-to-air missiles, and a missionized 25mm cannon. From the left, the F-35 is preparing to execute the square loop maneuver. This is a demanding maneuver that contains the most dangerous pull of the routine as the jet goes into the vertical nose high, pulls inverted over the top, and then goes pure nose low at maximum afterburner prior to squaring off the bottom of the loop. The F-35 possesses the most powerful and comprehensive integrated sensor package of any fighter aircraft in history. Its next-generation avionics and sensor fusion give the pilot real-time access to battlefield information with 360-degree coverage. Advanced electronic warfare capabilities enable the F-35 to locate and track enemy forces, jam radio frequencies, and disrupt attacks with unparalleled precision. The F-35 is capable of advanced handling in the slow speed regime based upon sophisticated fifth-generation control laws. The power of the F-35 engine can provide enough thrust to maintain the aircraft in level flight at very low airspeeds. Watch the horizontal tails work hard as the aircraft maintains altitude with the nose pointed high into the sky. Get those cameras ready. From the right, the F-35B Lightning II executing the slow speed high angle of attack pass. The pilot has now selected maximum afterburner, displaying the raw power of the F-35B's engine in a vertical climb. As the F-35 approaches pure nose high, watch as the pilot commands full aft stick, and the jet performs a high angle of attack pull into the nose low inverted, followed by a roll up tight to complete the half Cuban 8. The F-35 is designed to replace multiple strike and fighter aircraft inventories, including the U.S. Air Force A-10s and F-16s, U.S. Navy F-A-18s, and U.S. Marine Corps AV-8Bs, F-A-18s, and EA-6Bs. The F-35 is capable of conducting extreme maneuvers in the vertical with the advanced fifth-generation flight control laws only seen with the F-22 Raptor and the F-35B Lightning II. From the right, the pilot will demonstrate the fifth-generation advanced flight control laws as he prepares to execute the pedal turn. Watch as the F-35 uses a high G pull to pre-nose high, followed by an inverted pull to enter the pedal turn. pilot levels off from the extremely dynamic pedal turn, he will immediately convert the aircraft into STOVL mode to return back in front of the crowd and hover. You will notice several doors opening on the aircraft. The large door on the top of the aircraft just behind the canopy is the upper lift fan door. This is the intake for the horizontally mounted forward lift fan. Opposite this door on the bottom of the aircraft, you can see the lower lift fan doors, which are the exhausts for the lift fan. You will also be able to see the doors at the rear of the aircraft, which open to allow the main engine exhaust nozzle to rotate down. The entire weight of the aircraft will be supported by the thrust from the lift fan, main engine, and roll control nozzles, generating upwards of 40,000 pounds of thrust. This capability to conduct vertical landing operations is what allows the F-35B to operate from amphibious ships and provides additional flexibility for operations in austere environments. Once stabilized in the hover, the pilot will show the smooth handling characteristics of the F-35B in the STOVL flight regime with a sideward then aft translation followed by a 360-degree pedal turn. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the aerial demonstration of the F-35B Lightning II. We would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of all the Marines and sailors of Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 242, without whom this demonstration would not be possible.
What a sight, and the sound as well. United States Marine Corps, absolutely brilliant.
And such beautiful close-up shots of the F-35B. You know, we'll never have been able to see it that up close if we were standing right there with the naked eye.
That's true. In fact, you see it up close and personal on our screens or mobile phones, wherever you are. To see a plane, a fighter jet, you think you'll be flying at breakneck speed, but to see the ability of the plane to just hover there above the water.
That's
right. How cool was that?
Yes, very cool. Well, what we're going to be waiting for up next is the Indonesian Air Force with their KT-1B. They're called the Jupiters.
That's right. Now, I've been told the Jupiters are going to be joining us very, very shortly.
Again, Jupiter coming from.
Let's have a look at the skies.
First maneuver of the Jupiters today. This is the Jupiter with Jupiter roll. I am Major Oliver Zando, call sign Cyborg, will be your guide for the next 50 minutes stunning maneuvers of the Jupiters. Jupiter aerobatic team consists of 6 propeller jets KT-1B. All of the crew members of the Jupiters are qualified flying instructors with diverse background. During the display, each pilot maintains the aircraft only 3 meters from one to another. Coming from the left corner, the Jupiters transitioning themselves to be another formation, which is an inverted triangle.
From the left corner, this is the Jupiter with Delta Blue.
Sajaku tak setegar batu karang, tapi selalu ku coba untuk melindungimu. Biar saja ku tak seharum bunga mawar, tapi selalu ku coba untuk
For our next performance, the Jupiters will demonstrate their confidence and spirit for the show. The Jupiters will fly in the shape of eagle formation. This formation symbolizes Indonesian Air Force as the air guard of the nation. The Jupiters will pull up high, and at the top of the loop, they will transform to be arrowhead formation.
semua pahlawan-pahlawanku.
The great performance of the Jupiters built from continuous training program, step by step and overwhelmed with high spirit, motivation, and discipline. The team is named by Jupiter after the call sign of Indonesian Air Force flying instructor. As the leader of Jupiter 1, Major Ripdo Utomo, call sign Mohawk, the commanding officer of 102 Squadron. The team is drawn from Flying Training Wing posted in Yogyakarta, southern part of Indonesia. From hour 12 o'clock, like the mighty eagle, they fly confidently. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare your camera for this magnificent moment. And this is the Jupiter with Eagle 2 Arrowhead Blue.
Biar saja ku tak seharum bunga mawar, tapi selalu ku coba untuk mengharumkanmu. Oh, biar saja ku tak
Watch closely and prepare your camera. Focus on auto wingman. And here we go. Break off. Break off. Now.
Kehormatan bangsa ku pertahankan kau demi tumpah darah.
Let's have a look at the left and the right. The lead synchro and the synchro after breaking off are going to make twin half cuban.
Di ujung tiang tertinggi di Indonesia ku
As
ini.
a lead synchro or Jupiter 5 is Major Habibi, call sign Corby, and his pairing Jupiter 6 is Major Idam, call sign Godam, and continue from left and right. The synchro will make head-on pass to step next maneuver Jupiter wheel, and this is head-on pass. The synchro make horizontal line maneuver on the same altitude, same speed with the minimum distance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the synchro with Jupiter wheel. Meanwhile, 4 other aircraft will come from the front. The main body is preparing for an I-trick formation change. We'll see the main body begin with tango formation, then make a vertical loop and transform to be diamond formation. Ladies and gentlemen, now the Jupiter is running in front of you. And this is the Jupiter with Tango 2 Diamond Loop. As Jupiter 2 is Major Ngurah, call sign Viper, and Jupiter 3 is Major Anggoro, call sign Dragon. Again, from the right corner, the Synchro will demonstrate an extreme two-ship maneuver. Jupiter 5 will fly inverted, and Jupiter 6 will fly exactly underneath in a distance as close as 10 feet. Flying proudly, the Synchro with Mirror! Well, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back and relax. Following from the right corner, a superb dynamic control will be displayed by Jupiter 4. Captain Bayu, call sign Meerkat, will demonstrate the effect of radial G. From the right corner, flying confidently, the Jupiter with screw roll. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare your camera for this special moment as a symbol of love to all of you. The Synchro, Jupiter 5 and Jupiter 6 will paint the sky of Singapore with a symbol of heart. This is the Synchro with heart maneuver. Now coming from the front left, the main body will demonstrate their ability to dance in the sky, making roll slide one by one. This is the Jupiter with roll slide maneuver. 1 roll, 2 roll, 3 roll, and 4 roll. Tegaskan suara hati, kuatkan diri dan janganlah kau ragu. Takkan ada yang hentikan langkahmu. We'll be coming from our 12 o'clock again. Major Idam or Jupiter 6 will be pulling up with 7 Gs to demonstrate their vertical roll. He will reach 0 speed and make tail slide without any hesitation. Flying proudly, Jupiter 6 with solo speed. Tegaskan suara hati, kuatkan diri dan janganlah kau ragu. Takkan ada yang hentikan langkahmu. Kita akan terus berlari, takkan berhenti di sini. Marilah meraih mimpi hingga fase. Jupiter re-established in 2011 after several years inactive. Previous performance of the Jupiters are 100 years commemoration of aviation in Thailand, Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition, Brunei Darussalam International Defense Exhibition, and today we are here again for the third time for Singapore Airshow 2022. From the right corner, this is the next maneuver of the Jupiter. Jupiter with 5-card pass. AT-1B, as we know as a propeller aircraft, has more difficulties to fly in a formation, even more for an aerobatic team. But the Jupiters have proven that a tough and hard training will eliminate all of the difficulties. Ladies and gentlemen, the formation will be flying from the left corner in the leader benefit formation and finish by rollback maneuver. In this formation, all wingmen will stick together in one line just behind the leader. This maneuver shows loyalty and respect to the leader as well as symbolizes professionalism of all Jupiter members. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from the left, the Jupiter with leader benefit pass. Keep your eyes to the outer wingman, Jupiter 5 and 6. Roll back. For the show today, act as the flight director, Colonel Ferry Yunaldi, call sign Mirage. Our distinguished audience, for our final performance, the Jupiters will demonstrate their confidence. The Jupiters established for the first time in mid-90s, equipped with 6 BAE Hawk Mark 53 and performed the first air display in 1997. After several years inactive, in 2008, the Jupiter re-established with 4 KT-1B Wongbi. The first debut was Indonesian Armed Forces anniversary in 2011 and at the present elected as Indonesian Ambassador of the Sky and already become an iconic Indonesian aerobatic team. Coming from the right, all members of Jupiter will be performing loop vertically and at some point, the formation will fly 90 degrees roll at longitudinal axis and separate to different directions like a waterfall. This is the final performance from the Jupiter with Clover Lee. All members stick together and Singapore, be prepared for the beauty of Cascade. Break off now! Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor for me, Major Olive Cyborg, to guide you through the entire show. On behalf of Indonesian Air Force, Jupiter Aerobatic Team, deliver our best regards. Thank you very much and see you in the next performance with the Jupiters.
Thank you very much there, Major Olive.
And that was the KT-1B that you just saw, that amazing display brought to you by the Jupiter Aerobatic Team from the Indonesian Air Force.
Right, yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, Jupiters. Now, I've just been told that the Indian Air Force's aerial display has been cancelled, but not to worry, they did perform yesterday, and that's what we're bringing to you right now. Take a look.
Presenting to you for the first time at Singapore Airshow, the light combat aircraft Tejas. Dolly will be carrying out a hesitation drill, and there she goes. She now pulls up for the vertical pitchback to quickly turn around for an engagement. Watch him as he rolls off. And there goes the heat seekers off the rails. He'll now turn hard left with max rate for a quick burst of the 23mm gun. And the threat ceases to exist. Continue to look out as Tolly now positions for the signature maneuver, the red-eye turn. In this maneuver, the aircraft and the pilot are pushed to the other end of the flight envelope. The aircraft is subject to negative 3.5 G. There she goes, banking right and turning left. Tejas in English means radiance. This machine is the lightest, meanest and most potent among its contemporaries anywhere in the world. Light it may be, but it packs a heavy punch when it comes to combat. She glides like a butterfly but stings like a bee. Ladies and gentlemen, look straight ahead as Tolly positions for an aerial salute to the wonderful people of Singapore. There she goes, pulling up into the sky, flaunting the Delta platform. With this, I would say, Majula Singapura. Continue looking out as she comes down for the Formula One turn, tighter than Michael Schumacher in his Ferrari. For all the Formula One enthusiasts out there, watch as he turns effortlessly in just a few hundred meters. He now positions for the slow march, which is dedicated to the frontline health workers all across the globe who have been battling the COVID-19 pandemic for the past 3 years. So look left as Tolly starts knocking off some knots and will effortlessly glide past you at a staggering speed of 120 knots. Tolly has now engaged the burners of the beast behind the seat and watch him zoom into the sky. The aircraft and the crew performing for you today are from the number 18 and number 45 Squadron of the Indian Air Force. Since its inception in 2016, Tejas has been the center of attraction of the display arenas and the center of discussion in the military ops room. Look right as he positions himself off a half roll for the last maneuver, the Spider-Man farewell. He will now carry out multiple rolls and invert his bird to bid farewell. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the wonderful display put up by Tolly. That's it from me at the Tejas Tactical Air Display team. Hope you have enjoyed the show as much as we did. This is Windy signing off. Terima kasih.
Wow, such amazing aerobatics. It must be great to be one of those pilots.
It must be pretty cool to work with all those flying machines, and I actually know someone who does just that. He's Benjamin Ang, Principal Engineer from the Air Systems Program Center at the Defense Science and Technology Agency in Singapore. Let's hear from him.
For 55 years, we've pushed the boundaries of science and technology to give our armed forces the superior edge they need to protect Singapore. We are a passionate community of more than 6,500 defense engineers and scientists dedicated to using our expertise to protect Singapore. We're more than just a tech company. We're the tech community for our defenders.
5N program, and that's the helicopter behind me that we helped to deliver not too long ago. So it is the acquisition of this H225N medium lift helicopter that is used to replace the older Super Pumas that we have since 40 years ago. So it's time for our capabilities to be refreshed. I'm very proud to see my aircraft here because right from the start, I was involved from the design phase, the idea conception of the systems that goes onto the aircraft. So finally, when it's here now, I feel like a proud parent.
And with that, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you for watching the Roaring Skies 2022 live stream. It's time for us to say our goodbyes and take off.
But don't throw out those boarding passes just yet, because we'll be back at 11:20 a.m. Singapore time tomorrow to bring you the latest from day 3 of the Singapore Airshow 2022.
Remember, okay, it's absolutely free of charge, so do join us if you missed out on any of today's action or would like to see more.
Till then, this is Sharon.
And I'm JK.
See you tomorrow.